Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Good Morning Soul. And today, I wanted to talk about another character. I wanted to do another character spotlight, another tribute video. And when I look at my movie shelf and I think of just just another movie, when I start listing movies in my head, for some reason the Book of Eli is always a movie that pops up for some reason in my mind. And I've seen this movie 2 or 3 times, which is not uncommon for the movies that I have that I've had over the years, the ones that back when I was collecting and watching movies a lot more, I'd watch the same movies a lot more often. Back then, watching the same movie twice was when I fully appreciated it. And the Book of Eli came out in 2008, so a decade ago now. So I watched it in theaters, and it reminded me of a Fallout movie. And the main character, Eli, played by Denzel Washington, who Denzel perfectly captures this character. It's not a super advanced character, but he gets it down to a T in this character. Eli is and there's going to be spoilers by the way, he is a blind, I don't know what to call him, a wanderer of sorts. The plot of the movie Book of Eli is taking the last Bible alive or around, and he's getting it to this safe haven across the country. And the idea is God is guiding him because he's blind and can't do anything. But at the same time, it's also because he's trained his body and mind to fucking adapt to the post-apocalyptic, wherever the fuck they are. Basically, and if you watch the movie, you can see this. Eli, there are gun scenes, and Eli never pulls the trigger first. He listens to where the other person is shooting from and then shoots them. He understands via his senses where everything is, even if he can't see them. And it's to the point where he's better at his senses than they are at seeing. And that right there is an amazing concept. It's been done before. Other blind characters, Toph from Avatar: The Last Airbender. There's a bunch of these characters that overcome blindness to see around them. Those are always cool. I always enjoy those characters. But Eli brings more to it because, one, you didn't know this motherfucker was blind for the entire movie. Literally. The second to last scene of this movie is you figure out that, oh shit, he's been blind this whole time. I just thought he really liked those pair of sunglasses. And he is so faithful that I respect religion more because of this guy, because everything he's saying about religion is things I can agree with. Whereas if I go to church nowadays, last time I remember going to church, the last couple times, there's always something that the pastor or whoever will say that I just don't completely agree with. And I'm agnostic, so I'm not against religion in any way, shape, or form. I grew up as a Christian. It's just I'm at the point where I don't believe in God, but I don't not believe. I don't believe in anything. God could exist or he couldn't. I don't have the answer to that, so I don't believe in anything. But when I go to church, they spout some shit that I can't agree with, and then it makes me feel less religious when I walk out, which is the exact opposite effect it should have. And Eli, everything that he is talking about in this movie is stuff I can agree with. He's putting everything into bringing this book across country. And, he's memorized it. He has memorized the Bible. He knows every single passage. He will read to you random passages. And it's not he's in no way, when he meets Mila Kunis, Solara, he doesn't just impose his religion on her. He, if anything, is secretive about it. He's knows, well, yeah, he's secretive about it because, you know, he's not supposed to be religious. You know, some people try to take his Bible. But even the idea of religion, he doesn't impose on her. She asks about it. So this is like one of the most like faithful religion stories for me, ironically, the Book of Eli. And Denzel again captures his character perfectly. Like, there are little lighter moments where he gets those great. There are obviously big action scenes. By the way, Eli is a monster. I talked about him shooting despite the fact that he's blind, but a lot of time he has like this katana thing. He has a bow and arrow. He will shoot his food out of the sky and eat it. Like, this is a pretty like intense dude. And he never, like, there are scenes where there are people getting mugged and he lets them get mugged because his mission is more important. Like, that's some serious judgment he has to make. Like, I like characters who have to deal with that, like those Commander Shepard type characters who have to have the weight of the world on their shoulders, and they actually feel that impact, and it actually what's the word? It will reverb around their actions. It will ripple into the things that they do. And at the end of this movie, Eli dies. It was kind of just like, he might as well die. Now that he's done this crazy mission, he gets to finally rest. He literally retells the entire Bible after he learned it. He's like, well, I don't have the book anymore, but I know every single passage. So he just reads it off, and it's like, oh, what a perfect ending. Like, at the end of the day, he is what, like, determined like the fate of religion in that world. I would love a sequel to the Book of Eli. I would love a sequel starring Mila Kunis, Solara. I don't think we'll ever get that though. But yeah, Eli, super dope character. I love the fact that he's blind. I love the fact that he can do all these crazy things. I love his religious aspects. I love that he's like a mentor to Solara, and that Solara literally she takes his like weapons and clothing and kind of becomes the next Eli. Oh, I didn't even talk. I love the fact that he like has this dusty old iPod that he goes and gets charged. Like, and he'll trade money to get it charged. It's great. I love all that. Eli is a great movie character. Anyway, that was my little tribute for this character, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning with another episode of Good Morning Soul, and until then, with that, I leave you.